Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I am Kim, the Program Director for the Multicultural Youth Substance Abuse Prevention Program, and we're going to try something different. I want you guys to meet and get to know each one of us and what kind of experiences and perspectives that we bring into prevention, into our prevention work, okay? So right now I'd like you guys to meet Claudia. Hi, Claudia. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
And you came to Mosaic, the Multicultural Youth Substance Abuse Prevention Program. You came as a certified instructor for Ayurveda yoga prior to being a certified associate prevention specialist. In your perspective, in your view, how can yoga benefit a person holistically?
Yes, that's a great question. Well, yoga and Ayurveda are two branches of the same knowledge in Eastern teachings. Excuse me. So they are both complementary, and they are really teachings about the mind-body connection, and that's what it brings to holistically to people from all backgrounds. You don't have to believe in any religion, anything specifically. It's actually universal principles of yoga and Ayurveda. And Ayurveda is the natural medicine, the system of natural medicine in India. And it's not only nutrition, but it's also how you think, how you conduct yourself in life. If you think positive or negative, what are your tendencies of your mind? So that's what we call Ayurvedic Psychology. So I was fascinated about that, and I wanted to study more. So that's why I got certifications on that in India and here in the US. So that's a short explanation of how it helps a person. Through yoga, it can help anybody with personal growth, personal development, not only as an exercise, but as a routine to create good habits. It can help adolescents and teens create discipline, create a good body posture, and that it's related also to the mind. And the mind is connected to the body. So everything you think, everything you say, everything you eat is who you are. And that's how you project to others. So it's really interesting to see that, how knowledge of yoga and Ayurveda can actually help adolescents in their personal growth to implement those tools, and also meditation, obviously meditation, mindfulness, self-awareness, all of that comes from Eastern teachings. And now we are seeing that more and more in our schools. We are seeing that we are trying to implement classes on meditation and yoga. It's just a matter of time. It's going to be part of the core curriculum, I think, in my opinion, because these are tools that are they are available to everyone, and they are free. You don't need to invest in anything. It's just knowledge that has been transferred.
We have been seeing more trends in, bringing yoga and meditation in public schools. Do you think that there are some basic things that people can do to build up their mental health?
Yes, absolutely. To bring more mental balance. Yoga is one tool. I keep saying it because it's what I do for myself, and it has worked for me. It's incredible. It's actually, I wish people would be a little more curious about yoga, because when we hear yoga in America, we think exercise, but that's just a small part of it. It's a very small percentage. There are different types of yoga, not of yoga exercise, of yoga practice. It involves a spiritual practice, connection with higher intelligence, higher knowledge, connection with yourself, with the highest being that you can be. So that's why it's a personal growth tool. And with respect to helping people with mental balance or mental health, is that they can know themselves better. So instead of being taken over by fears or anxiety or depression, they learn how to understand the mind, know their mind, their own makeup, or their mind, their own inner weather, so to speak, and how to react to it. That is the secret. So
Oh,
there's no excuses, right, in
yeah.
this personal growth area. Once you get into it, and you really get a good teacher that you can trust, and you really are curious and open to understand, what is this all about? What is personal growth? What can I do for me? And some people start early in life, in their 20s. Some people it's later, like 30s, 40s, 50s, mid-crisis, whatever, but sometimes we get to that point where, okay, what can I do to be a better human being?
Yeah, a refocus of themselves, right?
Yeah. And for example, something practical that anybody can do for mental health is meditation. And that sounds intimidating, especially for teens. Every time I suggest do a little bit of meditation, they are like, oh no, are you crazy? Like, no, that feels weird. So you can call it contemplation or reflection, which is the first steps before meditation.
Mm.
So just simply sitting down and contemplating a beautiful landscape or a candlelight, and then thinking about your own mind, like, what is the nature of my mind? What are my weaknesses? And also journaling, writing all of that down, because we forget about all of that. So it's fascinating because it's a self-exploration, the practice of yoga as a whole, as a holistic practice. So you can do that. You can sit quietly. Maybe if you don't like sitting by yourself quietly, maybe you can start with just 2 minutes, and then you'll see how your mind is going to ask you for more and more time in that quietness, that solitude, to write. And you can write about your mind. What are your weaknesses? When do you become fearful or unbalanced? When do you feel the need to resource to external feelers, or external things, like
Yeah.
maybe unhealthy relationships, drugs? All of
Oh,
that
yeah.
is external to feel you,
Mm-hmm.
to keep you balanced. But we know that it's a facade. It's a monster in disguise, because that's not what really helps people. So that's what I think is very good for mental health. Just to sit quietly in contemplation, reflection, to know
Okay.
yourself. Yeah, if you don't know yourself, how can you fight against the world? You're going to be easily influenced by others, manipulated, easily, using drugs or unhealthy habits. Not necessarily drugs. It can be addiction to anything, food, gambling, video games, just to fill in those empty spaces that we have.
Well, thank you. I know that you're also almost done with your master's degree program in counseling as well. Can you explain to people, how does counseling work?
Yes, I started a counseling degree. When was this? 2017, like a year after I started working with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so counseling, well, this is a degree, it's a master's in clinical mental health counseling. And I am in transition into my internship. I finished practicum this week. So what it is that we study to be counselors, therapists, and we use psychological theories, counseling theories, to help people. So there are many, many theories. Each counselor and each psychologist has its own theory. And some people specialize in different populations, like maybe children or teens, adolescents, or immigrants, refugees, or a combination of that, adults, families.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have learned a lot, and I'm very grateful for all the support from my team, from you and my coworkers. I could not have done it without the support. So that's what I love about working at Mosaic also, because the support has been amazing. So yeah, so that's what counseling does. And it's called talk therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And people can go, is you can see a counselor as a coach, right? Whoever is watching, if you're a mom or a parent or a teen or an adolescent, it's someone you can trust. It's a professional. They are going to keep your information confidential. And you talk about your worries, your fears, your problems, and we try to help you with our training, our knowledge that we acquire.
Okay. So you kind of like, you kind of guide people whenever they have issues in their lives that they can't like really, cross that obstacle or cross that hurdle.
Yes, yes, yes. I am like a coach. People share their worries, their fears, yeah, and we guide you and we encourage you and try to set you in the right direction. And of course, me with my practice of yoga and yoga psychology and all of that, I try to incorporate mindfulness practices, to know yourself and direct you into who you really want to be, who you are,
Okay.
So I love it, yeah.
Yes, thank you. And my last question is, how do you think individuals or even communities can advocate for mental health for themselves?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. Um, Two things, I think. I'm a member of a public group in Facebook, several, but two of them especially, they are public groups. You apply and you get in, and it's like a chat platform where everybody shares their mental health problems or their challenges that they are having. And I joined to observe and to obviously respectfully, right? But to see how people feel, like what do they talk about? What are their fears? Where are they coming from? What can I learn from them? Like, can I put myself in their shoes? And one of the things I think is very important is to not see mental health as a taboo. I think we are getting over the taboo. Like people are talking more about their mental health problems, because
Right.
if you keep it to yourself, is very damaging, because first of all, you feel lonely, you feel lost, isolated, you feel that nobody understands you, and it's worse and worse and worse, and it can get very dangerous. Second, if you don't share your issues with the proper people, right? Because some people are not going to get you. But if you share it with people who are there to listen, like forums like this, or counselors, teachers, adults that you trust, when you share, you get it out of yourself, you get it out there. So it's no longer a secret that is consuming you.
Right.
And so those are very good tools or steps to advocate for yourself, right?
Okay.
And also not only talk about it and get it out, but also trust in yourself that you can overcome anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the piece I see lacking on these forums, right? Like everybody's sharing their situation and everybody listens, which is the point. No judgment, listens, encourage people. But I don't see a lot of hope on themselves to change, no faith. And it makes me sad, and I
Mm-hmm.
understand, I no judgment at all, but I wish people will have more confidence in yourself. If you have confidence in yourself that you can overcome any challenge. We are going to have a lot of challenges in our life. Life is not all happiness and bliss, is when we go through challenges is when we grow. So if you see your mental health issue or your whatever obstacle you're going through as an opportunity to learn, right, more about yourself. How do I react to these situations? How do I see myself with this mental issue? But I'm going to get over it. I'm going to overcome it. So that's also a part of advocate for yourself, because if you don't help yourself, nobody's going to help you.
Yeah, they won't know what you're feeling or what you're thinking unless you tell them or share it, Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first step for sure. Yeah.
Okay, well, Claudia, thanks so much for sharing your personal experience, your professional thoughts and perspectives. I hope everybody, enjoyed our talk today. Of course, if you have more questions for Claudia, go ahead, comment below, like us, and follow us. And we hope to see you guys again tomorrow and every day. Thanks. Thanks,
Thank
Claudia.
you. Thank you, Kim. Bye-bye.